Hello everybody, my name is Phoenix Fire and welcome back to another Pokemon Power Nuzlocke challenge. On the last episode we took on the second gym. We lost 2 peeps unfortunately, but we gained some new ones along the way. So yeah, let's go. So now we exit the second gym and then we get introduced to this guy, who introduces himself as Arthur and he would like to battle me. And he challenges us to a battle. So the first Pokemon he sends out is his Lunapup, and I start off with Pumpkin using Brutal Swing. But he's faster than Pumpkin, so he gets to use Double Kick first, which activates Pumpkin's weak armour, lowering his defence but raising his speed. So we attack with a Brutal Swing, and that takes about a quarter of the Lunapup's health. And because we're faster now, we go for Bulldoze, taking the Lunapup down. And the second Pokemon is Feline Fluff. So I decide to switch into Nocturne. He gets paralysed by a Stun Spore, but we decide to go for Peck, just see how much damage it does. And it takes off about a sixth of the Feline Fluff's health, but we just have to keep on going for Peck, just as it goes for Mega Drain. And the Feline Fluff keeps on going for Mega Drain to heal up its health, and of course we keep on getting fully paralysed. And I decide to swap into Tundra to get off and Intimidate, which of course lowers its attack. But just after that he uses another Mega Drain to heal some more and take about a third of Tundra's HP. And I decide to go for Bite, but of course he uses Stun Spore to paralyse Tundra, and Bite doesn't really do much, so I swap again back into Nocturne. And the Feline Fluff decides to go for another Stun Spore, but of course he's already paralysed. So we try to go for another Peck to knock it down into the yellow. So we go for another Peck, but the Feline Fluff this time decides to go for Growth. We raise its attack and space attack. But another Peck knocks him down into the red. It decides to go for another Stun Spore before we could take it down. I don't know why I didn't just try and attack there, but no, just try to go for another Stun Spore. And his last Pokemon is a Sharkwire. So I decide to use Peck just to see how much it does. But the Sharkwire goes through Dragon Rage. And of course I think that's the one that does an automatic 40 damage. So unfortunately it knocks out Nocturne. And of course the Sharkwire has Moxie, so it raises its attack power because it knocked out a Pokemon. So I decide to send out Tango next, just so I can heal Tundra of paralysis, thinking that the Sharkwire will go for another Dragon Rage and knock out Tango. But instead he goes for Rain Dance, so I give Tango a chance. And I try to go for a Leer, but he uses... And I tried to go for a Leafage, but he uses Leer instead to lower Tango's defence. But just afterwards, the Grass type move takes about a quarter of Sharkwire's health. So we just try and go for another Leafage just before he uses Bite to take down most of Tango's health. But we managed to take him down into the yellow with another Leafage. So yeah, I decided to swap into Tundra because Tundra's now learned Frost Breath, and also Tundra has Intimidate to lower the Sharkwire's attack. So we'll go for Frost Breath, but the Sharkwire just goes for Leer instead of attacking, and the Frost Breath takes him down into the red, not knocking him out, but just before the rain stops. So then I decide to go for Fury Swipes just before the Sharkwire uses Bite on Tundra, sending him dangerously low health wise, but we do manage to get off the Fury Swipes to knock the Sharkwire out. Thank you, Tundra. And that's Arthur beaten. So after we go back and heal, we unfortunately have to say goodbye to 2 of our comrades. Moss, our starter, who was fought well from the very beginning, but unfortunately was knocked out. Thank you, Moss, for your service. You won't be forgotten. And then Nocturne, who's been with us for the very beginning as well. He accidentally got crit. So, yes, we have to release you into the wild now. Sleep well, sweet prince. So after that, I decided to do some fishing, where we land ourselves a level 7 Stockart, who we're catching a grey ball. And I call him Ripple. So after we catch that little guy, we make our way north towards Route 5, where we can get our next encounter, which happens to be a female coughing. And we managed to get her in a grey ball again, and I call her Miasma. Now after battling some more trainers along this route, we find our way to a new destination, which is a cave, which we can find our next encounter, which is a really cool looking Totodile. Then we're catching a friend ball, and I name him Blaze because he's a dark and fire type. So a bit further in the cave we come across a Probopass who is blocking the way, and he wants to battle. So I send out Pumpkin first, who I forgot to heal before this fight, so this is going to be a bit iffy. So I heal up Pumpkin with some Moo Milk before the Probopass wants to use Spark. The Probopass uses Rock Slide, which hardly does anything but activates Pumpkin's weak armour, which of course lowers his defence but raises his speed. And I hit him with a Brutal Swing that doesn't really do much, so we'll go for another Brutal Swing again because we're faster than he is now. He goes for another Rock Slide, which brings us down to -2 defence now because of weak armour. So then I decide to go for Curse, which lowers speed but raises attack and defence. The Probopass wants to use Spark again, so I realised that I don't have any PP in my usual moves, so I decide to swap into Tango. And the Probopass goes for Thunder Wave, but that doesn't affect him either, so we go for a Leafage just before the Probopass goes for Rock Slide, which knocks Tango down into the yellow, but we do manage to attack him for not that much damage. So we'll go for another Leafage, doesn't really do that much. But we keep on chipping it down slowly and surely because he wants to either use Rest, which he can't do, or use Electric type moves, which doesn't affect Tango. But yeah, unfortunately he does eventually go for Rock Slide, which knocks Tango out. Sorry little buddy. So eventually I decided to swap it to Pumpkin, and because Pumpkin hasn't got any PP left in his proper moves, I decided to go for the long play here and just spam out all of their PP, and then I decided to use Struggle. Because yeah, I spent the past 5 minutes just using up all my moves, just so we can actually hit the Probopass really hard, just before I go for the heal with the Moo Milk. So I healed up, the Probopass wants to go for another Rest, but I just go for another Struggle, and the Probopass is finally knocked out. So yeah, after we've done that, we continue our journey through the cave and into the next area where Brina informs us that the Team Tundra are up to no good, so we go and heal, and then we go to the next area to find our new encounter, which is a male Icy that we catch in a great ball eventually, who I named Sooty. So after that we go into the warehouse. So after we go in there and fight a load of grunts along the way, our little Totodile starts evolving into a really cool looking crocodile. And then we finally make our way to the end of the warehouse, where we meet the boss, who's holding some electric type Pokemon hostage and wants to use her for her evil gain. So then after a lot of talking, she wants to battle us. So then the Team Astral Commander wants to send out her Thievul, so of course we send out Pumpkin first, and the first thing we use is Stomping Tantrum, right after she uses Nasty Plot to raise her special attack sharply. Because that doesn't matter, because after one Stomping Tantrum we knock her into the yellow, just before the Thievul uses Snarl to do not that much damage to Pumpkin, but lowers Pumpkin's special attack. But luckily though, another Brutal Swing, ooh, kill him. knocks it into the red and she gets off another nasty plot, raising its special attack even more, instead of actually hitting us. But yeah, this time after a third brutal swing we actually managed to knock out the Feeble, and then the commander's second Pokemon is a Topharang, which looks like she's a bulky girl. And of course the Topharang has Intimidate, so lowers Pumpkin's attack, but we still try for a Stomping Tantrum anyway. And luckily we go first. Oof. Knocking the Topharang into the yellow just before she uses Smog on Pumpkin, which unfortunately poisons him. But I just go for another Stomping Tantrum. And that knocks out the Topharang. And that's beating Team Astral Commander Wave. So now after some more talking, she sets a Raichu on us. And of course I send out one of the best Pokemon of this situation at first, Pumpkin. Because thanks to his ground typing, Raichu can't really hit us with any electric moves, and any normal moves it may have will just bounce right off. So I just go for a Stomping Tantrum. And it takes the Raichu down into the yellow. Another Stomping Tantrum. Oh. Just before the Raichu goes for a Growl to lower attack, but that's not going to matter because we're in the damage range where it can nearly knock out the Raichu with a sliver of health left. Okay. The Raichu goes for a quick attack, activating Weak Armor, but after one more brutal swing, we take the Raichu down. So then all the electric type Pokemon are mad, and the commander vanishes, and then Brainer says that we need to head to the desert. So, after checking they're all okay, I just head out the warehouse before making our way into Roloon Desert, where we can get our next encounter. So I head into the grass here, run into a Pokemon, and it is a Maractus, which looks really, really cool. And we managed to catch him in a Great Ball. And I call this little guy Key.